What would make this spring game a successful one from your perspective?
Just finishing the right way. I think the guys have been practicing great up front in terms of practice 1 to 14, and now it's just time to finish. And their mindset, they're going to try to finish and make it exciting. They want to make sure they go into summer workouts feeling that they finish practice the right way, and I wouldn't expect anything less from them.
Do you feel like sometimes with Adrian a broken play is almost okay?
Yeah, broken play. I mean, because of what he can do with his feet, he has the ability to extend plays. So a broken play really for him is like backyard football. So he's going to be very instinctive. He's going to make a play either with his legs, or if he sees somebody open downfield, he's going to throw it. So he's got the dual threat, what makes it really, really difficult to kind of game plan for somebody like him.
Is there anybody that you saw at Cal that was like that?
No, the only one that is close is Khalil Tate out of Arizona. He had that ability to be able to run and throw the football, so similar to that.
Okay.
How would you characterize the battles in the trenches between the two lines? You guys getting the better of them as often as you'd like?
Yeah, it's just I think we get we're getting great competition up front. So it's been great all year. Coach Greg Austin does a great job with his guys up front. So the battle's been going back and forth, and it's like we talk about all the time: iron sharpens iron. So good on good reps. That's the only way we're going to get better.
Who's made the biggest jump to you at your position this spring?
Khalil and Carlos Davis is playing really, really good. They've been playing at a high level. Darian Daniels is playing at a very high level. I think there's about 6 guys that we have up front that I'm really, really impressed with. DeAndre Thomas has done really, really well. He's finished the last 5 practices at a high level. I felt like, the top 5 guys were at a different tier, and I think DeAndre's really worked himself to try to make sure he's in that tier. So I feel really good about the 6 guys that we have right now.
And when you talk about playing at a high level, what's the first thing that comes to your mind there? Is it
just the mentality. How you attack practice, how you attack the 11 on 11 reps, being able to produce and show up in plays. And so if you can transfer over what you got from individual drills and team drills, and be able to produce and show up time and time again, and that to me, you're playing at a very high level.
What has DeAndre done? I mean, what have you noticed about his game that's gotten better? He wasn't really part of the picture last year.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I think he's improved a lot. I think just him being able to get bigger, stronger, and faster in the weight room, that's definitely shown up in practice. He's been very stout in the run game, and then he's shown up in the pass game, being able to affect the quarterback, and he's made some really good plays today in terms of affecting the quarterback too as well. And then the effort to the ball, that's a non-negotiable for us. We talk about in our room all the time, effort is non-negotiable. So he's been doing a great job of doing that.
What do you do if you see a guy on film that's not rallying to the ball?
I can't play for the black shirts. Just simply that. Can't play for us. He's going to be standing right next to me. So that's a standard we have. Our guys hold each other accountable to that. And so that's above the line. If you can't play our style of defense, which is running to the football, then you got to stand on the sideline. You're not a black shirt. Thank you. I appreciate it.
Draw for you just in coming to Nebraska in terms of just the overall fan support and excitement surrounding the program?
Yeah, I mean, Nebraska has it's a national brand, so everybody knows Nebraska football. True college fans, true football fans know that Nebraska football has a great fan base, so that was definitely a big part of the draw. But the biggest part of the draw was just being with Coach Frost and Coach Chinander, those 2 guys, just being able to meet with them and talk with them and just see what they're trying to build here and the culture that they're building. I wanted to be part of that, and I know Coach Frost and Coach Chinander, those guys are winners, and I want to be a part of that. So having Coach Frost, Coach Chinander be winners, and along with Nebraska football, I mean, it's a no-brainer for me to come out here and be a part of that.
Yeah, I know the base defense that you ran at Cal, the 3-4s, is basically the same here in Nebraska, but is there anywhere where it differentiates quite a bit, or is it still basically the same thing that you've been running at Cal?
A lot of it is very similar, our base defense. But again, it's just terminology. I mean, when you've been around the game for so long, there's only so many different defenses that are out there. So that's why it was very easy to come in and be able to pick up the defense, because it was easy to to teach these guys because it's a very similar defense.
Yeah, there's a lot of talk too about Darian Daniels, just what he's been able to bring. But what about a guy like Ben Stille, who's been here for a little bit, and he's obviously grown a lot in the weight room? What have you seen specifically from him?
Ben's great. He's the quiet leader of the group. Very, very smart. He's like having another coach on the field. I see him trying to help his teammates out by just coaching them up, and that's big to have a leader like that. Everybody trusts him. If he speaks, everybody's going to listen. And I really love Ben in just terms of how he's been able to prove each and every day. He's steady. I don't have to worry about him. I know what to expect out of Ben each and every practice, and so it's great to have a guy like that can lead in his own way.
What have spring games been like at your previous college stops?
Just like a normal practice. It's not going to be nothing like this. So I'm excited about that. I don't think there's anywhere in the country that has something like this. So it's unique in its own right. So I'm looking forward to it.
What do you get out of maybe not just having one more practice, but having a lot of people and playing in a scrimmage format?
Yeah. Well, I see my players all the time, whether there's one person in the stand or 90,000 people in the stand, they're going to get the same show, right? And when we approach practice that way, if we attack practice that way, then it don't really matter, but it makes it a little bit more exciting when there's a lot of people out there cheering and rooting for you. So we got to come out Saturday and give a reason to cheer, right? Make some plays, run to the football, try to find a way to help our team win the game.
How have you've had guys on campus, recruits that for your position, you've got more guys coming in over the next couple of weeks. How have you found that reception so far of hosting guys here as you get settled in?
Oh, it's been great. We have some big-time recruits that are coming in this Saturday, and we're really looking forward to those guys being here to be able to see the culture that we have here in Nebraska, see the fans. I mean, that's probably the best sell that we have for the guys that come here and see the game-time atmosphere. And our players do a great job of recruiting. When they know we got a big-time recruit coming in, they do a great job of being around them. And those guys are our best recruiters. It's not about the coach. It's really about Coach Frost and what he's selling. I'm just trying to share the message, but it's our players that are the ones that are going to really sell it.
I know you're always worried about your position group, but from these last few weeks, you've gotten to see Adrian Martinez on the other side of the ball. What do you think of his ability?
I'm excited about Adrian Martinez. He's a great football player. He's very dangerous. I think he's one of the best quarterbacks in the country. Him being able to make plays with his feet, extend plays. He's very explosive. He's hard to rush because he can always get out of the pocket. He can make plays, throwing down the field with his arm. So he's a big-time quarterback, and I'm excited to be able to cheer him on, man, and just try to get the ball back for him as many times as we need to so he can go put some more points on the board for us.
Coach, it fits with the nature of your position, but how much do you think your guys have adopted the responsibility of setting the tone for the defense?
Yeah, I think it starts up front. And our guys take a lot of pride in doing that, So I'm just proud of just the way they come out to practice each and every day, man. Like Darian Daniels does an awesome job, trying to help set that tone. We got vocal leaders and we got some quiet leaders. And Ben Stille is one of those quiet leaders that's been great for us. He's been consistent. Like he's like the North Star that's always there, consistent. And I don't have to worry about him. And it's great to have those kind of leaders. Is he a vocal guy? Nope. But when he speaks, everybody's going to listen. And it's great to have those type of guys. We got different type of leaders in our room. But one thing is they all buy into what we're trying to do up front. And so we got to set the tone. We got to be accountable. Because if we're not strong up front, if we can't get after the quarterback when we need to, then, we're going to be playing defense all day long. We don't want to play a lot of defense. We want to get the ball back. I want to watch Adrian Martinez and offense score the ball a lot. So I don't want to be on the field too much.
Coach Austin mentioned the other day there's been a couple of scuffles at different times throughout spring.
Yeah.
Have you kind of liked the intensity
level?
level?
I love it. I love it. I think when the guys are really trying to compete, it happens. Sometimes it's like brothers versus brothers. You can get mad at each other, punch each other, but you still love each other when you get back in the locker room, and that's what it's been. And, when the passion's right and everybody's trying to compete to try to get the best out of each other, that shows up every now and then.
Is that kind of the players you like to coach where you'd rather have to pull them back from being too aggressive as opposed to the guy you have to light a fire under?
Yeah, I'd rather have it be that way, where they're just aggressive all the time, and we can always teach them later, hey, there's a time and place for all that stuff. We just got to make sure we channel the energy the right way, play the game within the whistle, have that aggression be hard, play as hard as we can, as fast as we can, as long as we can within the whistle, and we'll be all right.